Hey, Coach. Good to see you. Eliav, goodbye.
Morning.
Sports 360 AZ. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. So we've heard so much about the positionless basketball, right? Of what this team is going to look like and the versatility. But what goes into your job of managing, balancing the positionless, and then also everyone understanding their roles in crunch time and in those times?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, Nick just hit on it. The season is short, right? So we don't have a lot of time. And I don't know who has termed it positionless. I love the term. We're just trying to figure it out and play with space. I've had to remind Kalani and Mac that they are fives. I would say everyone else we're pretty positionless. And yeah, I think it's coming into this off season. Last year, Nick and my first year in the W, some of the best teams in this league had elite fours. And, you can count on one hand how many fours there are that play at the highest level. And to me, what Nick in their front office did this offseason to go get Alyssa and Satu was unbelievable. So, yeah, we're going to figure it out. It's been great. We've had some players, our 3 or 4 of our starters be here for a couple weeks. And I think as professional coaches, you kind of try to put a plan together with the team that you have. And it's been really good for our staff to see some of the concepts and actions that we're working for. And the players have bought into that. And, there's going to be times where it gets a little funky just because, we're asking AT to play maybe more point than she has in the past, although she plays like a point guard, but you really need to start this set, right? And so we're going to figure it out on the fly, but they've really bought into it. And Nick has said it. Part of the position list to me is just, it's more the versatility in the passing. We talk a ton about creating space. Our shot profile in the last 3 days has been unbelievable. We're trying to get to the rim and we're trying to shoot threes and do it at a certain rate, a certain speed, and our group is buying into that.
Hey, Scott, Arizona Republic. Good to see you, Nate.
Good to see you.
You coached Brittany last year. Now you got Kalani.
Yep.
What are some of the similarities and the differences, obviously, with Brittany being a generational talent and tough shoes that Kalani has to fill, being that consummate five?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to fall strictly on Kalani. It's going to be Kalani. It's going to be AT. It's going to be Mac. At times, you may see Satu there. I don't think one person is going to fill BG's shoes. She was one of one, and so we're going to have to do it as a group. We might, with Kalani, we'll probably do it with size and power, and then when we shift down, we're going to do it with speed and quickness and shooting.
Nate, Brendan Clean, Phoenix
Brendan.
New Times. Good to see you. A lot of turnover with the roster, but you'll get a second season with Kalia.
Yeah.
What has your relationship evolved like with her, and how do you hope to see her continue to expand her game and really, seize the opportunity here in year 2 with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is why you get into coaching, right? I'll try not to get emotional here, but Ka is special. She means a lot to me and what we're trying to do. And her growth over the course of the year, a year ago, we had just met for the first time, right? And our conversations, our relationship, our trust is at the ultimate level. And there's going to be good times and bad times in any relationship, right? So, but I'm we have a new group, but my whole challenge to her this year is lead. And it's not just with what you say, it's what you do. And we've practiced for 3 days, but she's been here for 3 weeks, and every day she has set the tone. And AT's right there with her, right? AT, that's who she is. But Kalia's step, she's seen some of the greatest, leaders in W history with Candace and DT, and she was super respectful to the group last year, but it's kind of hard to lead when you walk in with two cornerstones in DT and BG. And so I think you're really going to see her kind of like spread her wings and take pride. And I mean, you've seen it this whole offseason, the ad free agents, right? Like she's really kind of bought into what we're about. And yeah, I'm just really proud of the step that she's made and the mindset that she's come into camp with. And now it's like doing it day after day after day. And, the more you do it, the more consistent it becomes. And so I feel like we're on solid ground with like where she wants to go and what we want to do.
Hayden Silly with Clutch Points. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
Piggybacking off of Brendan's question,
Yep.
I know like D and BG and even Natasha Cloud talked about you being a player's coach and being able to relate to them.
Yeah.
From your perspective, why is it so important to relate to your players, and what can that do in terms of the product on the floor? Yeah,
I mean, I think the beauty of coaching is now she shows up. I just said some real good stuff about you. No, I think the beauty of coaching is you have to do it your way, right? You have to pick and choose. You have to lead. My big thing is I want to have fun. I want this to be joyful for the experience that we're getting to do this. I mean, I never dreamed that I would be here, and I'm sure a lot of the women that are playing. And, there's going to be good times and bad times, but like the new day mentality, when we walk in here, we're going to come to work each and every day. We're going to pour into the Mercury. Nick hit on it. It's a short season, and so, I think there's good in that and bad. But like when we're here, let's commit to each other. Let's try to figure out ways to get better. My whole thing is like I don't want my staff being here and our players here and health and performance there. We're all in this together, win or lose, and we're not going to point fingers. And so that's just kind of my approach. I think maybe some of it was just being an assistant for 13, 14 years and like picking and choosing different ways to maybe do it. But it works for me, and I just love being around our team and committing to them each and every day to try to bring out the best. Oh, shoot.
I didn't mean to take your spot. I just had one question for
You're
Coach.
right.
Kalia Copper from the Philadelphia Inquirer. What was the conversations that you had with Kalia Copper before the season, and just talk to me about what she's been doing early on during training camp?
Well, if you would have been here 5 minutes early, you would have heard this. But
Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, our conversations has strictly about been leadership and habits. And, you're going to see that a lot. And, to me, it's not just on the court. It's in the weight room. It's Ka's conversation in the meal room. It's engaging with your teammates on the bus. It's all the little things that make a difference in a good organization and a bad organization. And I've been extremely proud of Ka and where she's headed. We're 3 days in, but y'all check with me in 3 weeks. I'll let you know how she's doing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Nate, Jeff Metcalf.
Hey, Jeff.
From what you learned last year about the league, the style, the way to win big in this league, what have you learned that you can apply with this group this season?
Yeah, I think I talked about the importance of some of the fours in our league. Coming from the NBA, to me, the NBA obviously has good big players, but to me, it's a guards league. The ball is in their hands a lot. I think when Nick took the job, there was a roster that was here, and you're starting to kind of see more of his and my vision, all of our vision with the Mercury, like how we want to build this. we needed to get a little bit more physical with our fours. I thought Tosh did an unbelievable job for us last year guarding fours, but that was a lot to ask for her. And, us going and getting AT and getting Satu is just going to really give us more size, maybe just not at the center position, but just positionally. And then, like Nick said, like let's make this our own path, right? We've got different ideas.
Does that have to be out? Probably. I can't.
We're going to blame that on Ka. But yeah, I think what did we see last year that we learned, and then how do we want to play? And so, I think just with the versatility, the shooting, the playmaking, the passing, is hopefully you're going to see that, right? We want to create more possessions with our defense. We got to create more turnovers, get more defensive rebounds, and we want to play faster.
Morning, Nate. Craig Fouey, ABC 15. Hey, I asked Nick this about chemistry, and I'm guessing in this day and age of fantasy sports, we focus so much on stats and numbers, and we forget about camaraderie, chemistry. As a coach now, with so many new faces, I'm guessing in some ways you feel like a college coach with the transfer portal, with a whole new roster.
Yeah.
How do you get that chemistry and camaraderie built in such a short time?
Yeah, I mean, two things. I think my background, I still call it the D League, the G League, right? Being 6 years in that league, I think that's the toughest league in the world to coach in because your team is always changing and really none of those guys want to be there. And then, I just sent the front office like a little reminder. One of my daily devotionals was like character over results, right? And that was this morning. And it's a good reminder as we build this team, obviously with the trades that we made in free agency. The reason Nick and our front office went and got them because they were good players and good people. And we thought that we had an opportunity to build something special. Obviously, you're seeing who Ka is and what she's about, and AT and Satu are the same, right? And getting those those three to the goods and the bads, right? And can we respond? But it's also the rest of the roster and how we build that out, and getting good people is so important. And that's something that, Matt and Josh have really talked about here, and Nick and I believe in the same thing, is our culture is not just this beautiful building. I mean, it could be, and people could, hang their hats on that, but it's the people. We've got great people in here. Our players are going to set the culture, but so is our staff. And I feel like we're so much farther along with our staff than a year ago. Everyone kind of knows what they're doing. We've been through the league 1 year. And so I'm really excited with where we're at and where we're headed.
Hey, Coach Mark McClune, Arizona's family.
How you doing?
3TV CBS 5. Good to see you. Hey, you talked about the personality of the team, but as the community and fans kind of get to know the team, how would you describe that personality or what you want it to look like with Kalia asking the questions? And then does this team, will it play like any of the other teams that you've coached in the past?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to become who we are. What we want is a team that's gritty and tough defensively. We want to fly around. It fits who AT is. It fits who Ka is. It fits who I am, right? Like, we want to be disruptive, create turnovers, and then that allows us to play fast. Mac hit on it the other day when she was talking to some of you, just like, we want to play in the open court. We want to look to attack, and then if we don't have anything, then we can get into some actions. But I think the city of Phoenix, the X Factor, is going to be proud of the product that we're going to put on the floor. This is kind of like we are kind of shifting gears or shifting teams a little bit. And so, like, I don't think this is where we'll exactly end up, but like, this is a great step in the right direction for how we want to play and how we want to compete defensively.
Stephen Frijon Gardner, PHNA Sports. How you doing?
I like how you wait to the end to ask your question. I appreciate that.
Of course. I mean, talk to the person first. Last season, obviously, in the half court, knew you had two triggers with DT getting two to the ball and pick and roll, and BG getting two to the ball in the post. you have a new crop of offensive talents at the top of your roster this season. What's the desired kind of offensive approach or process in the half court specifically?
Yeah, I think the first thing is we want to space the floor. The next thing is we want to share it. And the last thing we want to attack. We want to attack downhill. Who's going to be in what pick and roll? I think that will evolve, right? There's going to be times where AT handles and Kalia's setting the screen. AT handles and Sammy or Satu are setting a screen. Yesterday was kind of like the first glimpse of Ka and Satu handling, some of our other young guards handling, and AT sprinting into pick and roll, Max sprinting into pick and roll, and just finding them with rolls and shooters around and fill behinds. So, like right now, I have an idea where we're going to go in the half court, but it's kind of part of, like, the first question is, some of this is we're going to figure it out as we go, late game situations, ATOs, that type of thing, because it's such a new group and there's so much versatility. But yeah, I mean, it's going to look the same as far as just our space and trying to share it. It's just going to look different. All right, thank you.